I still remember the night my little brother Chidi died. I remember the sound of his crying, broken like he had lost the strength to keep fighting. I wanted to run to him, to hold him, to make her stop, but I couldn't, because I knew if I did, she would hurt me too. I was 10 years old when my father remarried. My mother had died 4 years earlier, and since then, it had just been me, my father, and Chidi. Life wasn't easy, but we were okay. My father worked as a trader in the market, selling car parts. He left early in the morning and came home late at night. I took care of Chidi while he was gone. I bathed him, fed him, and told him stories at night so he won't miss Mama too much. Then one day, my father came home with Auntie Favor. She was beautiful, with smooth dark skin and big eyes that made her look kind. She smiled a lot. She brought gifts for me and Chidi, biscuits and sweets, a new pair of sandals for me, and a toy car for her. My father looked so happy. He said, "She will take care of us now. She will be your new mother." At first, everything seemed fine. She cooked delicious food, told us stories in the evening, and even plaited my hair. When I called her Auntie Favor, she said, "You call me mom." So I did. I wanted to be a good baby. I wanted her to love me, but things changed after a few weeks. It started with small things. She would send me on long errands that kept me away for hours, and when I got back, my food would be gone. If I asked her about it, she would pinch my hands until tears filled my eyes. "You should have come back earlier," she would say. "Next time, be faster." She never ate me in front of my father. To him, she was the perfect wife. She cooked for him, rubbed his feet when he came home, and made sure his clothes were always clean. But the moment he stepped out of the house, the kindness disappeared. One evening, when my father was away, she called me into the kitchen. "From now on, you will not eat in this house until I say so," she said, her voice calm. "And if I catch you taking food without permission, you will regret it." I nodded quickly, afraid to speak. That night, I went to bed hungry. I thought she would treat Chidi better because he was still small, but I was wrong. She hated how much attention my father gave him. If he cried, she would slap him. If he wet the bed, she would force him to sit outside until morning. And if he ever complained, she pinched his ears and said, "Your mother spoiled you. I will fix you." One day, she brought her own son to live with us. His name was Peter, and he was a year older than me. He was the only one allowed to eat as much as he wanted. He got the biggest piece of meat, the softest mattress, and the new clothes. When I asked why Chidi and I couldn't eat with him, Auntie Favor slapped me so hard that I tasted blood in my mouth. "You are not my child," she said. "Be grateful that I even let you stay here." I learned to be quiet from that day, to move without making noise, to take care of Chidi without her noticing. But Chidi was too young to understand. He didn't know how to stay silent. If he was hungry, he cried. If he was hot, he wailed, and Auntie Favor hated that. One night, I woke up to the sound of him crying. His voice was weak, like a whisper. The sound came from the kitchen. I crept to the door and peered inside. Auntie Vivo stood over me, a spoon in his hand. There was a bowl on the table filled with something dark. Edith's face was covered in tears as he shook his head. Swallow it, she hissed. Chidi saw her. It is bitter, I whimpered. Swallow it, she forced him. I wanted to run him to stop her, but my leg felt frozen. I was too scared. She forced the spoon into his mouth, holding his nose so that he had no choice but to swallow. He choked, coughed, and swallowed. Then she let go of me and watched as he cried. I tiptoed back to my room. My hand was shaking. The next morning, Chidi didn't wake up. His skin was so hot and his breathing was slow. When my father saw him, he panicked. What happened? He asked. Auntie Favor placed the booklet in Chidi's forehead and sang. It's just fever, she said. I will take care of him. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell my father what I saw. But when I looked at Auntie Favor, she gave me a look. She looked and said, "If you speak, you are missed." So the next day, Chidi was gone. My father cried harder than I had ever seen before. The neighbors came, whispering, shaking their heads. They said it was a strange sickness, that maybe it was spiritual. But I knew the truth. I knew what she did. 4 weeks, I stayed silent. I barely ate, barely spoke. My father was too lost in grief to notice. Auntie Favor pretended to be sad, but I saw the way her eyes glowed when she thought no one was watching. They had gotten what she wanted. But the universe sees everything. One evening, a neighbor came to visit. She was an old woman who sold vegetables at the market. She sat with my father and said, "Something is not right in this house." My father looked up, confused. The woman turned to me. "My child," she said gently, "do you have something to say?" I looked at Auntie Favor, and for the first time, I wasn't afraid. I told them everything. The kitchen that night, the bitter medicine, the punishment, the way she treated Chidi. I spoke until my throat felt dry. My father's face turned pale. He turned to Auntie Favor, his hand shaking. "Is this true?" he asked. She opened her mouth to deny it, but the old woman didn't let her. "Don't lie," she said. "I saw you buy that medicine, the one made for rats. Why would you need that?" The house was silent. Then my father stood up. "Get out," he said. His voice was low, but I could hear the anger under it. Auntie Favor tried to beg, but he wouldn't listen. He threw her out that night. I wish I could say that justice was served, that she was arrested or punished. But in our village, things like this were whispered about, then forgotten. She left and we never saw her again. But I never forgot. I grew up with the weight of my brother's death in my heart. I still hear his cries in my dreams. Sometimes I wonder if he had spoken earlier. Would he still be alive? We will never know. But I do know one thing. I will never be sad.